Hi everyone, I'm Gina K from Gina K Designs and your host of StampTV, and I'd like to welcome you to our holiday release party presentation. Tonight you'll get to see 8 new clear stamp sets, a brand new incentive set, and the new Home for the Holidays StampTV kit. At any time, feel free to click on the links below the screen to play along with our contest questions, our challenge, and to see all of the stamp sets in full, along with the beautiful samples created by our design team especially for you. And if you're the partying type, we have a party chat thread going strong where you can hang out with the design team from now until 8 p.m. Central Time. And the best news is, all of the stamp sets and the kit are already available in our store at ginakdesigns.com, so you don't have to wait to place your order. So sit back and relax and enjoy tonight's release party presentation. I'm so excited to show you the new stamp sets that we've released tonight. We have 8 brand new clear stamp sets, a brand new incentive set, and a new StampTV kit. Let's start off with a brand new set by Melanie Menchinger called Holiday Frame. This beautiful holiday frame will allow you to create quick and easy holiday cards that look anything but. Create adorable snow globes and add paper piecing using our new Christmas papers to bring a little merry to anyone's Christmas. Teresa Momber has hand-drawn a beautiful set for the holidays called Dashing. Just the name alone lets you know how elegant this set is. Filled with beautiful holiday florals and silhouette images, you'll be creating gorgeous scenes and flower-filled cards for everyone on your holiday list. Beth Saleka is continuing her line of adorable animal stamps with her latest edition, Ian Moose. Ian isn't just for Christmas. With other cute ways to decorate him along with greetings for all occasions, Ian will make the perfect companion to the rest of Beth's hand-drawn herd. Claire Brennan has designed 4 sets for this release. First, this beautiful festive foliage stamp set is a must-have for the holidays and all throughout the winter season. Pine cones, leaves, and pine sprigs are the perfect masculine version of a flower, so these gorgeous stamps will help you make cards all winter long. If you love the classic Christmas style, Claire has created a fabulous greeting set with all you need to make beautiful holiday cards inside and out. Compliments of the Season is a perfect addition to your holiday collection. Claire's gorgeous new Nordic winter set is great for the holidays, but it'll take you throughout the winter, allowing you to create warm sweater-like backgrounds and patterns for any occasion. And Claire's final set, Noel, is filled with 4 huge greetings that will be the focal point of many elegant Christmas cards. Perfect for mass production and embossing, this set is a must-have. I actually have a new stamp set to show you of my own. 'Tis the Season is an adorable set for all of our StampTV and Gina K Designs friends that want to make a warm weather holiday card. With 3 cute penguins and quippy greetings like, "It's penguining to look a lot like Christmas," and "'Tis the Season," this set will give your card recipients a good holiday chuckle. This set also has a coordinating set of wafer-thin dies, so you can cut out the penguins and the palm trees to create dimension on all your cards. This month, when you spend $75 in a single order, you'll receive the Holly Jolly stamp set. This beautiful little Christmas set has huge greetings and beautiful snowflakes that can be added to any Christmas card or project. And no need to put it in your cart, it will automatically ship with your qualifying order. And now I get to share the new Home for the Holidays StampTV kit. This new kit is filled with beautiful cardstock, pattern paper, dies, and stamps that will help you create beautiful cards throughout the holiday season. Let me show you what's inside. First, like all of our kits, you'll get this convenient storage box to store all of the components of the kit so they're easy to find and you can stamp along with me on StampTV. Now let's open it up and see what's inside. I think this is the biggest kit we've ever done. Pull all this out, and we're going to start with the cardstock. I am just in love with this palette. First, you get 3 sheets of our red velvet cardstock, 3 sheets of jelly bean green. What a fun green for Christmas. 3 sheets of turquoise sea, 3 sheets of our layering weight ivory, 3 sheets of our beautiful Christmas pine, 3 sheets of Kraft, 3 sheets of our heavy base weight ivory. Let me grab that here. There we go. And 3 sheets of our charcoal brown. Now let me bring this up front so you can see this pattern paper pack. Okay. So this is the beautiful Home for the Holidays pattern paper pack. And I want to show you all the beautiful patterns that come inside. First, you get the cover sheet, and always keep the cover sheet because you can use these little strips to create little borders on your cards, and you can also cut this one out and then cut a circle and put it on top, and that makes a really nice frame. Then you're going to get 3 sheets of this fun turquoise sea, Christmas pine, and jelly bean green snowflake pattern, 3 jelly bean green pine sprigs. Oh, and look how cute this is. 3 sheets of this mitten pattern. It has so many of the colors in there. 3 sheets of this sweater paper, and this is in the Christmas pine. 3 sheets of red snowflakes. Well, it's a red background with turquoise sea, Christmas pine, and jelly bean green. And then, oh, I love this one. This is the pine sprigs, but it has the turquoise sea blue dots in there. Just love that. And this one is super fun. This is a Christmas tree pattern that can also be trimmed out and used for little pendants, holiday pendants. I'm sorry, pennants, not pendants, pennants. The little tiny flags. And then we have this beautiful sweater pattern that coordinates with the turquoise sea. So that is our Christmas paper palette. And now, what you've all been waiting for, I want to show you the beautiful stamp sets that come in this kit. So first, we have this adorable Home for the Holidays stamp set. This one has a little house and mittens that coordinate with that pattern paper. And one of my favorite greetings for the holidays. I did offer a similar greeting in a free digital stamp on our StampTV website, but there's nothing like having a stamp that you can ink up. One of my favorite greetings, let not our hearts be busy inns that have no room for him. Also, there's some cool snowflakes in here, and from our home to yours, which will also make great tags when you're bringing over holiday cookies or fresh baked bread to the neighbors. You can make a pretty little tag to hang on it. The second set is Christmas Magic. This one is adorable. It's got this cute little snowman, a Santa Claus, and a little Christmas fairy. Maybe she could be an elf, but she's got little wings, so I think of her as a little Christmas fairy. And it has really cute greetings with it. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmas wishes come true. And it has a to from stamp in a very modern, hand-lettered style typeface there, and I think that's really nice for making quick Christmas tags. So I'm going to put these two aside. Let me grab this one. This is called Christmas Greenery, and this tree is based on one of our best-selling StampTV kits in the past. We had a single tree that was a little bit bigger that was this same sketchy style, and everybody loved that tree, and I thought, wouldn't a trio of them in different sizes be so pretty? So there's a trio of trees, and then you have all these tiny little sprigs and berries and snowflakes and little starbursts and things, little holly leaves and berries, and this is going to be so much fun to make a wreath in all different colors with all these little elements. You can load these all up on your Misti and stamp them all at once, or you can take your time and hand stamp each one, and there's just so many pretty ones. This has a really pretty Merry Christmas greeting and celebrate the joy of Christmas. The last stamp set in this kit is something that I have been wanting for a long time, and it's a beautiful music background. And you can see this is a nice tight background, very musical. It doesn't have any staffs or anything on the side, so it's just one solid sheet, so you can use pieces of it, you can stamp it and then cut it up and put it in a window. There's all kinds of things that you can do with this, and I will be having tons of fun with this particular set when I start making cards for StampTV videos. So this is something I've always wanted, and I'm so excited to have it. Nothing is better for Christmas than music in the background, so... Now, I want to go back to these two stamp sets, because these two stamp sets have two sets of dies for them. Look at this die set. I've put them all on one magnetic sheet for you, but it's actually two complete sets of dies on here. So you're going to get a die for the little house, the mittens, both of these little sprigs here, so you can cut these out and make wreaths. Also, both snowflakes, and then for this one, you'll be able to cut out the fairy, the Santa, and the snowman. So these dies, two full sets of dies, come in your kit. And also with this kit, you get a binder sheet, which you could put the different stamp sets on the different panels of the binder sheet. If you're storing your stamps a different way, keep this binder sheet and use it for stamp sets that maybe you don't have storage for. So that is an amazing Home for the Holidays StampTV kit. So now that you've seen all the beautiful components of this new kit, I want to show you the first holiday season card project. My first Home for the Holidays StampTV kit project is going to feature the set called Home for the Holidays. I'm going to use the little house stamp. I'm also going to use the From Our Home to Yours, and I'm going to use the two snowflake stamps. Along with that, I have a variety of Copic markers. You can use Spectrum Noir markers or any other types of coloring tools that you prefer to use. The ones I'm going to use are E44, which is clay, E49, which is dark bark, E55, which is light caramel, E40, which is brick white, BG000, which is pale aqua, BG10, which is cool shadow, BG72, which is ice ocean. What that says? Oh, I need stronger glasses. Ice ocean and colorless blender. Okay, now for the cardstock I'm going to use, I've got an ivory heavy base weight white card base here, and then I have a piece of the charcoal brown cardstock. I have a panel in ivory layering, and then I have some assorted charcoal brown and ivory layering weight pieces. I'm also going to be using some dies, and the dies that I'm going to use are This one is a double-stitched rectangle die, and it's by Cottage Cuts. Now available on our website at ginakdesigns.com. Also, I'm using the square double-stitched die, and I really like these double-stitched dies. They're really fun to use. I'm also using two of the dies from the kit. The one I'm going to use is the large snowflake, and then the other one is the small snowflake. Now, just let me interject. I chose to use these particular dies to give my edge a little bit of decoration. But if you don't have these dies, you can still make this card. I will put all of the measurements down. And the only difference between your card and my card is yours will be plain rectangles and squares, and they won't have the double-stitched edge. But that doesn't mean you still can't make a beautiful card. So don't feel pressured to run out and buy these dies. Okay. So I'm also going to use a paper piercer, and I'm going to use some brads, and then I'm also going to use some foam squares, and these are the black, from the Black Mix foam squares on our website. I've got some scissors here, I've got some acrylic blocks, and my Misti, and let's get started. So first, I'm going to start by using a piece of ivory cardstock that measures 3.5 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And I'm going to do a wood grain background, because what's more perfect than a wood background for a house card or a home card? And I'm going to score this at 3 inches, 2.5 inches, 2 inches, in other words, every ½ inch. So there's the 2-inch mark again. You saw I turned that upside down because I didn't want to get my fingers in the way. But I have these score lines on every ½ inch. Then I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper. Let me just grab some gray paper here. And then I have my Kraft ink pad. I'm going to use that, and I'm going to just drag that ink pad right down this piece of cardstock. I want to add a lighter brown here, so this is the perfect ink pad to do that. And then I'm going to add some charcoal brown, so I want a little bit of a darker color. And if you have trouble opening our ink pads, our newer ones, the lids are tighter, and it's on purpose because we don't want them to dry out. So you just have to slip your nail under there and pop the lid, and it'll open very easily. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit of dark in there. And there we have a wood-grained background. So I'm going to put those ink pads aside, and then I'm going to grab my Misti. Now for those of you who don't have the Misti, that's fine. You can still make this card with no problem. You just need a bigger acrylic block for the house stamp. And if you've never used a Misti, it is actually a very nice tool to use. I'm going to position my house stamp where I want it. Take this stamp off of the plastic sheet. And I want this right in the middle because I am going to cut it with that die. But if you've already pre-cut your piece, just place your house stamp where you want it. And then I'm going to pick that up with my Misti. All right. Now I'm going to ink this stamp up using some Memento black ink. And this is a newer stamp, so sometimes you might want to stamp it once or twice before you actually use it on a project. Just because there sometimes is a little residue on there from the manufacturing process. But that should do it. Okay. Now you see how that's a little bit shallow in there? I'm going to re-ink that stamp up a little bit and give it a second inking. You can only do that with the Misti. Okay, so there I have my house. Now let me get the Misti out of the way. I'm also going to stamp a couple other little pieces here, and I'm going to do them all on this piece of ivory cardstock, and I just have a couple little acrylic blocks for this. I'm going to stamp the large snowflake. the small snowflake. Just give them a little room apart there since I'm going to die cut them. And then I'm going to stamp the greeting from our home to yours. And I'm going to do that using some of this VersaFine ink. If you've never tried VersaFine, it's a must try. It's great for greetings because it gives you the most crisp image for greetings that I've ever seen in an ink pad. And I'm going to stamp that here and give myself room to cut that out with that square die. Okay, so there we go. Everything is stamped. Now for my coloring, I am going to color this. I'm going to start with some of the E55, and I always like to have a little extra piece of cardstock just to check my colors and make sure they're the right ones, and that looks right to me. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here so that you can see this a little more closely, a little more close. All right. So then I'm just going to color this roof. And actually, I'm doing this a little bit backwards than I usually do it. So let me give you a word of advice from somebody that's messed up 100,000 million times. If you're going to die cut something, die cut it before you color it, because after you go through all the work of coloring it, if you mess up on the die cutting, it's very disheartening. But I am only doing a rectangle here, so I think I'm going to be okay. Okay, so there I have my roof done. And now I'm going to color these little parts of the windows. Now, a lot of you have Spectrum Noir markers, and there are a lot of very beautiful colors that you can use using the Spectrum Noir. You can also use colored pencils. Don't feel like you have to have the same exact colors as I have. Just find comparable colors or something that's close, or totally do it your way. Maybe you want to have a red house for Christmas, or you want to have a green house, or you want to have a blue house. That is just fine. There are no hard and fast rules when it comes to coloring these images. I'm just giving you some suggestions of how I colored it this time. My next one may be purple and pink. You never know. I like non-traditional Christmas colors. Okay. So now I'm just coloring all these little areas with this first light brown color. And then I'm going to add a little bit of darker shading in there using the E44, which is clay. So the way I'm going to do that is just add a little bit of color here. Now, I am by no means a Copic expert at all, and there are some fantastic Copic experts out there, but I don't think you have to be a Copic expert to have fun. So if you're not and you want to just do it my way, it'll look pretty good. All right, now I'm going to go back to the E55 again, and I'm just going to blend that down into the first brown. Alcohol markers just reactivate when you color them again with another marker, so this is just adding a little bit of shadow, a little shading. Okay. Then I'm going to use this light brown on this side of the chimney. And just kind of blend those together. Like that. Okay. Then I'm going to add a much darker brown, the E49, the dark bark marker. And I'm just going to hit this little part of the chimney with that. Okay. Now, I'm going to start with a few blues. No, actually, I think I'm going to use this E40, and I'm going to add some color to the rest of the house. This is the brick white. It's not really white, but it's a really nice color. We have to add a little color into those canopies, window shades. Okay. This is a good color. I like it. All right. Now I'm going to use some of the BG72, and I'm just going to color right along the top there and down the sides. Okay, then I'm going to go with a lighter one, the BG10, which is Cool Shadow, and I'm going to just kind of pull that color down. And you can see the more you go over it, the more it just kind of blends and gives a little bit of a glow to the shades and little canopies. Those two colors mix pretty nicely together. You can always go back and add more of the darker one if it's not dark enough for you. Okay, so there, I've added some shading there. Now I'm going to go back and grab that BG72, that darker one. And I'm going to color in that little snowflake there. And then I'm going to put one little tiny dot of color in each of those corners of the window. Then I'm going to go back to my Cool Shadow, the BG10, and I'm just going to add a little bit more color, blending that up. Just to kind of give that a frosty look. A little bit of a glassy look. And then I'm going to add that lightest one, the BG000, which is Pale Aqua. I'm just going to add a little bit more in there. I'm going to add some of that over that smoke coming out of the chimney. So there, I've colored my little home, and now it's time to cut everything out and assemble this card. Well, you know what? Let me just color these real fast, too. These snowflakes, I'm going to go back to that BG72 and add that same color that's in the tiny snowflake on the house into the center of these two snowflakes. Okay, now it's time to cut. So I'm going to use my Cuttlebug for this. You can use any die cutting machine you want. I've been using the Little Sister quite a bit, which is a great machine. The Cuttlebug works, so if that's the one you have, that will work just fine. Okay, and now I'm going to cut this out using this rectangle double-stitched die. Okay, that looks pretty good. Excuse my head if it gets in the way. I always do better when I'm looking straight down on something when I'm going to cut it. You can see that's kind of a cute little edge around there. And then I do have one piece to cut out here in the charcoal brown to fit that piece. So I'll put those aside. And then we're going to cut these out using the snowflake dies. Actually, in my card sample, I think I have 3 snowflakes, but I'll be showing you that in a second anyway. So there's one little snowflake. Here's the other one. These dies are so tiny. I like to have the magnetic sheets to store them on, but you can also use the magnetic binder sheets and store them in our binder boxes with your stamp sets. That's kind of a nice way to not lose any pieces because they won't fall off and drop off anywhere. They'll stay in the box. All right, that all came with me. And then I have one more to cut out, and that is the greeting. And because this is a scripty greeting, if you have trouble lining it up to making it look straight, just make sure that the from our looks straight, because the rest of it's kind of more free-form. So if the from our looks straight along the top of the die, you're in good shape. Okay, and here it goes. But again, these will work just as nicely if you cut them just with your paper cutter. So I'm going to mount that onto that charcoal brown piece. So for the assembly of this card, I'm going to go back to my charcoal brown and wood-grained piece, and I'm going to adhere those two together using some tape. I have little pieces of everything all over me here. All right. And then I'm going to adhere these two pieces together. There we go. And then the layout for my card is going to be this piece will get adhered right there. This piece will get adhered there. And I'll tape these two pieces together. This is going to go up here. And then I'm going to add my snowflake embellishments. So let me show you my finished card project, because you don't really need to see me tape things down. You guys are all pro tapers by now. All right, so here's my finished card project. And you can see I did add one more little snowflake. Oh, that's a little close. Back out a little bit. Okay. So there's my finished card project. And you can see I poked a hole in the center of each snowflake and added a brass or copper brad. I'm sure you have brads in your collection. If you have just plain white brads, you can also color them to match your house. You can use Copic markers or Spectrum Noir to color them. And then I just adhered everything down with some tape, these snowflakes with some foam squares, and that is my finished card project. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's release party presentation. All of the new stamp sets and the new StampTV kit are now available in our online store at GinaKDesigns.com. Thanks so much for watching, and see you back here soon on StampTV.